transgenderism within the black community? Is it a case of not being seen, thus not being heard? Um, I'm I myself recognize that we're all human beings and we're all having a human experience. That's just a course of fact. Who am I to tell people how they should or shouldn't be living? But I do understand that just by virtue of history, the vast majority of black people on the planet usually affiliate themselves with one of the three monolithic religious belief systems out there, be it Christianity, Islam, and to some degree Judaism, right? So, with these factors in mind, and having an understanding of the impact that colonialism has had in terms of how we've got where we are to some degrees, whether you're within the African continent, outside of it, how are we addressing transgenderism, black people? How are we addressing it? Do we sweep it under the carpet in the same way that we've done for many years regarding homosexuality? Or are we just referring to the Bible or various other scriptures, smite them, blight them? I'm using these provocative terms because growing up as a young man and being part of the Afro-Caribbean community, I apologise. It was made very clear how homophobic the Afro-Caribbean community was, and to some degree still is. And let's be honest, the African community in general, I would argue, still struggles with homosexuality, right? And we can go into the whys and the wherefores. It isn't just pertaining just to the impact that the scriptures have had upon us. There are other factors that we can go into, and perhaps in the comments you guys will obviously address that. But people of the African diaspora, again, transgenderism. It's the most recent thing I think that's really thrown out there in terms of challenging how we see ourselves as human beings, right? Your comments, please. No violent statements, of course, nothing pertaining to hate, just honest debate, earnest debate. You could be passionate, as I've said it before. Yeah, you could be passionate, man. We're human beings, right? But I want people who, if they come onto the platform, please make it make sense. All right. We can flash it out afterwards, of course, but make sure that if you're responding to this, listen. By the way, if you're going to quote scripture, right, make sure if you quote scripture, you'll be prepared to be challenged upon that, right? But look, that being said, I've said my piece regarding this second outing. Yeah, transgenderism issue within the community. I've spoken to friends and family and acquaintances. I've got all sorts of responses, but the one thing that I think is overarching is that it's not deemed as a positive thing. Now, this is an interesting plight because, again, we're dealing with human beings, right? And we're all having human experiences. Send your comments and then we'll take it further.